Why?
It doesn't matter to me if you want to.
Yeah, if you want. Yep. Yep. I just
Because
like to
right
watch
now,
the
as we
scene.
speak, Kelly's doing it from mine to hers.
Yeah.
You can if you want.
Yeah, I
Do
think
you
it is.
click on stream this to your?
That's correct.
Hmm.
Okay.
And then when you get in, you have to type a title in, but
Okay.
but just go back and explain what you said earlier, if you don't mind, and then that'll give you a nice situation.
Oop.
But yeah, Doretha, she is upside down.
That's because I'm using the overhead.
Yeah.
And if I face it the other way, it'll be facing the wall, not me.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So those
Yeah.
are her feet. There. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see her feet.
So I
Okay.
got it facing down so that you can see me spinning.
Yeah.
Well, you do be having. When I was watching this morning, I was trying to figure out what colorway you was using this morning when you came on.
Hmm.
Was it the gray one? Hey,
The
Arnie.
one that I was applying this morning.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that's the one that I call this one the snowy owl. This is the one that's rabbit, mohair,
That's the one I was talking about. I
wool.
thought it looked gray to me.
Yeah. It does the black fiber from the brown sheep mills. We call it skunk. It's like a blend of
Oh,
black
skunk.
wool
Yeah.
with white mohair and white
Yep.
wool. And we
Mm-hmm.
just call it skunk. And brown sheep
Okay.
mill, uh they used to sell their scraps to this other
Yes.
company in Wisconsin, and then we would buy the mill ends and spin it because
Yep.
it's cheap. It was cheap spinning fiber from from a professional spinning mill.
Okay.
Oh
Um,
wow!
so I don't know if you can see the halo on that. That's like it's
I
black.
really that one's really pretty.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
For everyone that's coming in,
Hello,
hey
everybody.
Lorna, oh Joe, Dawn, Angela, Arnie, Nightbot.
Nightbot's up. Yep. Oh, thanks, Dawn. Yeah.
Let me see.
And thanks again, Dawn, for the other day. If you're still here.
I'm sitting here frog in a row
Friggity
because I
frog.
missed a stitch in one of my rows. I don't
Mm.
feel like fixing it.
Yeah. How you doing, Arnie? And Andrea? Hello.
Everyone that's coming in, thank you very much.
Miss Lorna and Angela.
Oh Jesus, that's the only thing I don't like frogging about big projects. It takes forever, and now my arm's tired.
It's like doing the like if my husband has a chainsaw, so he's like, ugh.
That's how I'm feeling right now.
And I said, I hate that. I hate chainsaw. I hate like those things. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah,
Well, girl, at least you don't have to cut your own grass or whatever with a chainsaw. I do,
yeah. Well, we had to buy a tractor, which is terrible.
girl.
Yeah, but it's much easier than. And then we have a lawnmower or two.
Girl,
So
I
yeah,
like so
there's
far I have
and
a
a weed whacker.
lawnmower that still needs gas in it.
Oh,
I have a bush cutter and a weed whacker.
okay, that's cool.
I haven't used my lawnmower since 2019,
Oh, okay,
so it still needs gas. I never went to go to the gas station and put gas in it.
all right. So Ernie's feeling better. He's doing okay. That's good. Oh, look what
Hmm.
Little Joe.
I'm upset. Like you couldn't share.
I know. Where's ours? Actually, I just want the chicken.
I can't really say anything because I'm making pot pies tonight, so homemade pot pies. So I can't really say anything.
Yes. Oh, thank you, Brent Michelle.
Thanks, Brie Michelle.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And thank you, Olaja.
Mm-hmm. That sounds really good. See, I
Hey,
don't fry chicken. I wish I could. I'm terrible at it. Oh, there's Ariel.
Ariel.
Long time
Mm,
no see.
No thanks, but Juanita, I can watch her all day do this and
Yeah,
just
me
lay
too. You
here
see
and
what I'm doing,
relax.
right? You see, I'm like,
It's so soothing,
mm-hmm.
very soothing. I can sit here and just lay here and like this all day.
That's what I'm doing.
I'm motivating my friend Simona so she'll finish spinning,
Oh, good.
applying some fiber.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I have to get. I have this terrible drop spindle, and I'm like, I don't know.
Nah,
Getting
you
it.
had an opportunity to get a really nice wheel
I
for on the
know.
cheap, and you didn't
Ugh,
do it. That was a nice wheel. I was looking at it and I was like, oh, it got all its parts.
I
It's
know.
well taken care of, well loved. That's like a $1,200 spinning wheel. And how much
I
was he
know.
offering it to you for?
I
Like,
forget.
it was cheap. It was like less than $200.
No, it wasn't less, but it was like
Oh, you in
20
trouble,
something.
Kelly?
I
But
was
that was
broke.
cheap. It was
I was
cheap.
broke at the time. The timing's always the worst, you know.
And he probably took that wheel and went back home and did some research and
And then got
realized
yeah.
that particular wheel pretty much sells for its value.
Wow.
It's already assembled. So somebody who's been looking to add that to their collection, snap that bad boy up quick.
I know. So you have some questions?
I'm
My,
getting.
Let's see. Eric. Let's see. Who asked the question? I
my,
lost
my,
it now.
my vision is blurry, so
Ariel said, "Ashley, I ended up getting 3 more eyeshadow palettes, bro.
Eyeshadow.
How
No
many
wait.
more eyeshadow? Oh
Yeah.
Jesus! Oh,
I don't ever have to worry about that
Yeah.
because I
Me
don't
either.
wear makeup.
like I do and I don't. Like with me with makeup, the closest thing I do come to makeup is eyeshadow and lip gloss.
Oh, that's not
That's
me.
the most I would do as far as makeup.
Nope, I don't wear none. A lot
Be-
of people don't realize that when you add different lipsticks and oils and stuff to your lips stop producing their natural oils, and that's why people end up having to use chapstick all the time.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I've seen people like that.
Hey,
Oh.
Shelly.
Oh hey Shelly. Oh here's a question for
No,
you.
I'm doing a 3-ply. This is chain ply or Navajo ply. It's
Yeah.
basically crocheting with your hands and adding twists to it. So if you can, I don't know if you can see this.
I'm gonna make you bigger.
One strand becomes 3.
Oh cool. So not a 2-ply, but a 3-ply. Wow.
It's a 3-ply. Yeah.
3-ply. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that is so soothing.
It is. And Lorna's making chili.
Well, I'm not making chili until
And
next
where's
week.
ours, Lorna? Okay.
I'm not making chili until next week.
And you can do this actually, like if you were knitting, if you had bought some of those single ply yarns and you realize you really don't like it because it's splitty or the twist is so bad on it, you can actually chain ply and knit or crochet that yarn while you're using it. You just chain ply a few like I do right here, chain ply a few, and then you just let it hang to the side, and then you just knit up or crochet up that, and then you just keep going doing it. And that way you take that single ply yarn that you can't stand, you turn it into a 3-ply, and just the act of crocheting or knitting it adds a little bit of twist to it.
Oh, that's cool. Now, how are you wrapping it around your hand, if you don't mind me asking?
Here, I'll try to show you. Hold on one second.
If you can do it without I don't want to disrupt you, but.
All right, so what I do is I go underhanded. It's like I'm trying to watch it on the YouTube, and it's let me go to the StreamYard so I can see it in real time. Okay. So what I'm doing is I have a leader that has, this is the large side of the leader. And I'll reach under. This is, everybody does it different. Some people go overhand. I prefer to go underhanded. That's just my rhythm. So I reach under and I pull the yarn through that loop like that. Okay. So that's making a chain, and then I'll pull it through again, and then I'll hold it. And while I'm doing that, I'm still spinning, and I'm spinning clockwise, which is opposite the direction that I spun the single.
Mm-hmm.
And so then it adds twist, and then I let the twist go up into the bobbin. And so then I just
Nice.
start over. I grab
Right.
some more, let it add twist, and then now you can't see my hands from the back side over
Yeah.
here. Let me see. I'm gonna probably be upside down. Maybe if I turn it this way, I'll be right side up. I don't know if you can see my hand. Okay, that way. Okay. So this is the hand that's guiding. I pull it and I take this hand out. That way I can
Mm-hmm.
put a long chain as possible. See how long that one is?
Yep.
And then I pull it back out of the way while I'm spinning and it's adding twist to it.
Wow.
And that's why they call it chain pline, and or
Yep.
some people call it Navajo pline.
Nice.
But you basically crocheting and adding twists to the crochet yarn. And I'm taking, by doing it this way, I'm taking one strand of yarn and I'm turning it into a 3-ply yarn.
Okay.
So if you look at this yarn, it looks just like a regular twisted yarn.
Yes.
You untwist it, and then you can see that it's actually, I don't know if it'll show. It's not. It's too bright. It's actually three plies of yarn, and you'll
Mm-hmm.
find the spot right here is where when I pulled it through, that's the little join right there. But once it's
Okay.
washed and blocked, that join would be pretty much invisible unless you know what you're
Yeah.
looking for. Most people they're not really looking for that. They just want to knit or crochet.
That's true. And that is so pretty.
Yeah. Like it.
I could just watch her do this all day.
Yeah, I know that's right.
Yeah, you put it on the side that you're comfortable with, Ola Joe, when you do the three plies. And if you need to add a little twist to it, if let's say that single that you got from wherever it doesn't have a lot of twist to it, just
Mm-hmm.
take and rub it across your leg like that. And that'll add some twist to it. Just rub it across your leg.
That's cool.
I learn something new every day.
I know.
And you can also, if you don't want the twist to come out, have you like a paper clip or what's that thing called? A clothesline clip. And once you
Mm-hmm.
get the twist, just clip it so the twist stays in there until you get to that section.
Right.
So you could just take a clothesline clip and then pinch it, and that way your twist stays in there. And my yarn is pretty balanced because I've been spinning for a long time, so that's why it's not like kinking up. That see, it's like a
Mm-hmm.
very slight twist to it. So my yarn is pretty balanced. You'll see yarns that they immediately, what we call pigtails, it
Mm-hmm.
immediately twists back on itself real tight in this little tight twist. And that
Mm-hmm.
yarn is a very what we call an energized yarn because it has a lot of kinetic energy stored in those twists. And that yarn, once you finish it, you will have to wash it and what we call thracking, where we just whack it against something like the bathtub or the sink.
Yep.
And what that does is it helps release some of that kinetic energy and forces that twist down the strand. So if you had an area that was real kinky, that twist
Mm-hmm.
actually, that energy actually moves along the whole thing of yarn, it evening itself out somewhat. And so it makes it just like when you curl your hair. The smaller the rod, the tighter the curl.
Yeah. Nice.
And so the tighter the curl, the more energy it has, the longer that style will last. You all know that. You go get those big, pretty bump curls, and
Yeah.
then you wake up the next morning and they're almost flat.
Yeah.
So it's the same concept.
Okay. Nice.
Because this is wool, and wool is made out of keratin, just like our hair.
Mm-hmm.
And this wool has the ability to take the shape of whatever object. If you wet it, it takes the shape of whatever object you wrap it around. It
Okay.
forms, just like our hair, it forms what's called a salt bond. And a salt bond is destroyed once you add water to it. And then once it dries, that salt bond reforms. So if you have it
Mm-hmm.
dry around a different shaped object, then your yarn is going to be that shape because of that temporary bond. Now, when you go and get a permanent hairstyle done using a chemical like a acid curl, a perm, or whatever you want to call it to make your hair curly, then you're forming a permanent bond in your hair, forcing your hair to permanently adhere to the shape that you put it on, which are those rods, the curling rods and stuff that people use when they get perms, when they get curly perms. A relaxer does the opposite. It removes the curly perm and it puts a bond in there that permanently straightens that hair. So that's some of the things you think about. Like when you buy yarn from somewhere and you wash it and then you go to use it and you're looking at it like, this yarn is a little bit wavy. Why is my yarn wavy? It's because you washed it and dried it. And now some of the natural characteristics in that sheet, what we call their crimp, is showing up in your yarn. So it's always good to wash your yarn before you knit a sweater with it, because you don't know how much energy might be still stored in that yarn from when the person who purchased it dyed it. You don't know if any damage was done to that fiber. So you need to get an idea, take a little bit of it and wind it up and wash it, and to see how it does when it dries.
Yeah.
If it's still real crunchy and crinkly, then it was over processed, just like your hair. when it's over processed, that means that wool was damaged. I will not use damaged wool to make an object that a garment that you want to last for years and years. Because just like our hair, what happens when we over dye our hair? What happens when we over bleach our hair? It starts popping off. And the same thing happens to wool when it's over processed. It will start disintegrating. Like you'll be wondering, why is the yarn coming apart? Why is my garment falling apart? It's because it was over processed, either in the dyeing process or in the making of it, the yarn process. Somewhere along the way, something went wrong with some heat. And so people be talking, oh, that wool is rotten, that wool is bad. Well, it didn't get that way by itself, because when it came off of that sheet, unless that sheet had been waterlogged, that wool was in very good condition for keeping that sheet warm, protected, and had lanolin to protect that wool and protect that sheet from the elements.
Yeah. Ooh, I love you.
And the other thing, never, ever, unless you're making a shawl, something you want to have draped and don't care if it stretches out some, never use 100% alpaca to make a sweater, because alpaca has little to no memory in that fiber, and it's gonna stretch. So you might have made a sweater, but it's gonna end up being a sweater dress after a couple of washes and wears, because it doesn't retain its memory. That's why we always tell people to buy a complementary color to knit or crochet with that alpaca, so you get the hairiness of the alpaca, the benefit of the warmth of the alpaca fiber, but the wool will help that alpaca, help that garment stay in its shape, keeping it stretched in the right shape. And you can block it, and you don't have to worry about your alpaca getting stretched out, because that wool is going to hold that garment together.
I never knew that.
So always when you buy alpaca for something like a sweater, socks, fingerless gloves, your hat, always get a blend, a wool blend. If you get llama is going to do the same thing as alpaca. They both have a hollow core fiber. It's hollow. That's how that warmth happens with alpaca fiber. It's hollow. So the air, by it being next to your skin, the air within that fiber warms up, and that hair stays warm, and it keeps you warm.
Okay. Wow.
And like, whereas a sheep fiber, it has a medulla, like our hair does. It has a core, an inner core. So that sheep's fiber has an inner core, which makes it very warm. But also because of the structure of the scales on the sheep fiber, it can hold 30% more of its weight and moisture. So that's why they're always talking about wearing sheep socks. Like if you're skiing and stuff like that, wearing wool socks, because it wicks the moisture away from your feet and helps protect your feet.
True.
and and whatnot. So there's benefits to wool, there's benefits to alpaca, and there's really good benefits to combining the two.
Okay. Yeah. See, I haven't made anything bigger than a hat from alpaca, but I don't think I saw it stretch or anything. But that's hard to. But I'd be afraid to make a big sweater and then have it stretch.
I tell people all the time, if you're gonna make a hat with alpaca, make the
Mm,
brim with wool or a wool alpaca blend. That
Yeah.
way
mm-hmm.
your brim won't get stretched out. And like some
Right.
people want their hats to get slouchy and stretched out some, and it'll do that with the alpaca. But you want your brim to snap back.
Mm-hmm. Right.
True.
Yeah, to stay.
And thank you, Aloja.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Nice.
I'm trying to keep up with chat at the same time.
Yes. Yes.
But the other thing that I was working on, I started a scarf last night. And it's just simple stitches.
Mm-hmm.
But people look at it, they're gonna think you spent a lot of time on it.
Yep.
It's just a front post, back post, rib for the bottom, and then V stitch.
Mm.
So it's just double crochet, chain one, double crochet, and that's a V stitch. And you just keep doing that, and it makes a very, very drapey, very pretty garment.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is my go-to pattern for when I want to make some fast fingerless gloves. It's
Oh
just a
yeah.
1x1 reel, 38 stitches.
Mm-hmm.
That way you don't have to worry about doing any finagling. When you flip it, you just keep doing knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl. You always, if you use an even number of stitches, when you
Mm-hmm.
flip it around, you're always going to be back to knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl. So you don't even have to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
And this is that Big Twist living yarn.
Oh, living. Okay.
Yeah. And
Seen that color before.
it's now I know why, because why they had it on sale, because the label, look how far the name and stuff is from the actual. So I thought they hadn't put the color label lot number on it. It was way down here by the barcode.
Mm-hmm.
And so the name of the yarn is Community, which this does not make sense. This is a straight up goth Halloween type color.
Mm-hmm.
And now see why they had it all on sale about 2-3 weeks ago, is because just like all that yarn at Red Heart, remember all that pretty Red Heart they threw into Ollie's?
Yeah.
Because of the bleed through. There's bleed through
Okay.
everywhere. There's
Mm.
bleed everywhere. It's bleed through everywhere. That's why this yarn was on sale. Pretty much, I think it was like buy one get one half off of buy
Right.
two get one free. It was a weird sale. I've
It
never
was a
seen a
weird
sale like
sale.
that at Joann's. Yeah,
Yep.
And
Yep.
I go to Joanne's a lot.
yeah. And and
Yeah.
I got that for my daughter because she loves purples and grays. So I was like, well, this is perfect for her. Not
Yeah.
necessarily totally like a goth kind of thing, but she just loves those color combinations.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I'll make her some fingerless gloves, and it won't take long, and she won't care.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Okay.
I'm almost at the point where I sew it together, and if the thumb gusset will basically do itself if she wants a thumb or not. Probably won't want one because she
You
probably.
make me want to go to Joanne too, and I was just there a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
They had all those weird yarns on sale. The living, the shiny,
The shiny stuff. And that roving.
that
Living at
roving
Rovings.
one. Yeah, they had all that stuff on
That's
sale.
true. I was just at my Joanne's like a week and a half ago. Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. And I went to both of them.
There's some people rolling around with some carts though, throwing all kinds of stuff in them. That big yarn, because it was on sale. I can't stand that yarn. I don't know how people deal with that burlap blanket. I can't stand that stuff. I just looking at it makes my skin crawl.
People love it. There was a lady at this craft show I went to. All she made were hats out of it. I was like, oh, that stuff is so like.
Like were they in Alaska or somewhere?
No, they were here, Pennsylvania.
What?
It's not that cold here. It's cold.
She
but
trying
it's
to
not
get somebody a heat stroke.
That's what I was thinking.
I'm sorry because I just ordered some of that.
Oh, I mean, it was just. I mean, like people make amigurumi, which I think is really kind of cute. But then I'm thinking, That's gotta hurt your hands making that.
Somebody gave me some of that stuff.
Yeah.
And it was like, you're going to the thrift store, because I tried crocheting with it with a big hook, and the big hook wasn't hurt the part that hurt. It was actually trying to manipulate the yarn with the hook.
Exactly.
That's why it started making my wrist hurt. And I'm like, oh no, So I was like, you got to go.
Yeah,
I'd rather hold 3 or 4 strands of freaking worsted weight yarn and deal with that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just ordered like 6 of them from Walmart.
Of course you did. Yeah, of course you did. Sorry.
Well, my only reason why I do buy those is because 1, they're soft, and 2, I use those for my baby blankets when I do make them.
Yeah.
And I normally order at least 1 of each color, and the only colors that they had online, it was only 6 of them, so I wound up ordering 1 of each.
Oh, okay. Got it. Cool. Well, welcome in. We got more people.
Well, Ola Joe, if anybody gives me a bunch of that yarn again, I will definitely give you a call, and we will meet up somewhere, and I will happily hand it over to you.
That's funny.
I love baby brunette blanket yarn. It's soft and work for me. It works miracles for me. I don't know why, but it just does.
This is as far as I got. So this is what I have: blanket yarn, and this is all, I can only do this. That's it. That's all I got. I got a circle. I'm like, okay, I'm good.
And just also too, the main reason why I ordered it too, I just found out that a friend of mine's sister had a baby.
Hey, Lydia. Yeah.
So she wants me to make a 6 to 12-month baby hat.
Oh, okay.
That's another reason why I bought it too.
That'll take like 5 minutes.
And Lord, Kelly, you know how I hate about working in the round. I can't stand it, but I'll do it because it's a baby hat. Yeah, that's the only reason why I'm doing it.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for that, this would be my one time and one time only doing a baby hat of the year.
Yeah.
Of the year.
Okay.
Of the year. And I was just talking about that in the beginning of my live too, talk about making baby hats or some kind of hat. And I'm like, I know I was going to regret it. Because I just got the text message about like not even 2 minutes ago about making baby hat. I was like, Lord, thank you. This give me a reason to use the yarn side to make my one baby hat a year, so I'm happy.
Yeah.
I could not stand working in around. I don't.
Yeah.
It gives me headaches. I don't know why, but it does.
Yeah. That's funny. All right.
I'm just over here watching Juanita, like.
Yeah, and I'm looking through the chat.
I'm over here watching her, like she's doing this, like she's been doing this from birth. Like she makes it look so easy.
Yeah.
It's just repetition, muscle memory. You find what works for you. Like when I was watching videos to learn how to Navajo ply, I was watching how other people was doing it. I could do it on my drop spindle. And since I learned how to do it on my drop spindle, I just applied the technique on my drop spindle to the spinning wheel.
Cool.
I'm over here fascinated. I'm like a kid in a candy store watching her. And I'm like, Lord.
I know it's nice. Oh, like when you want to see my shawl, it's very tiny. It's just a one skein shawl. This is going to be it. I got to sew in my ends. I know, this is the set. I'll show you this. So I'm going to tuck in this end here. Okay, you ready? Woohoo!
Girl.
Oh, you on a granny shawl?
Yeah, so I did these, well, sort of, this is one of those Hobby Lobby free shawl patterns. It's granny in the middle. But I had, because I didn't buy enough, this was like that clearance stuff.
Yeah.
And of course, the things that I got don't match. So I said, I'm going to make this, is going to be a tiny, it's more like a sweater, a scarf. feel like a scarf.
Yeah.
But anyway, it has these little shells on the end, So, but I
It's
just
so pretty,
yeah, no, it's pretty, but I just went, I really need two.
girl.
Thanks, Poppy Lady. So anyway, so this is tragic. Yeah, so the other two skeins that I got were not right. So they're completely wrong colors. But it's okay. But the colors are pretty cool. So I wouldn't put these colors together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's, it's amazing. But I'm like, woohoo. Yeah, so this is that roll. What's that called? Sweet roll? Not sweet roll. You know the Hobby Lobby rolls. That's what these
Yeah.
are. These are actually really good. But I think they're only worth it when you buy them on sale because they're expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What was it called? What was it called?
I'll give.
That's true.
Wasn't that Sweet Rose Premiere?
No, it's called. Hold on, I dropped the thingy. It's Sugar Wheel.
Sugar
There it
Wheel.
is. Sugar Wheel, but it's basically it's sort of the sweet roll. So close. It's pretty close to what it is.
I would
Yeah.
call it sweet roll.
It's called Cinnamon You There. Great color. Cinnamon You There. What a name.
Hey, Butter Roll.
Yeah. Oh, but look, $6.99. That's what this was.
Ooh,
$6.99. Yeah, but I bought it at $1.74, which is like
that is not bad at all.
But I think that's what it's really worth, $1.74, because it's a short skein. It's 300 and something. 355. 355.
Yeah.
Way there. There it is. 355, 7 ounces.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah. But I think $6.99 is a little pricey.
Yeah, so do I.
Because you need 2 of them. You really do. Yeah. But the colors are great. Yeah.
So the chat is showing comments on all of our channels.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Because
Yes.
that's why I was trying to figure out. None of the people talking is showing up on the chat
Yes.
for MOBS, but it's showing up on the chat in StreamYard.
Yeah.
So hey, everybody that spoke to me from my channel. I don't see that right now.
Yeah. Now let me see. I can't see.
But that's another reason why, because on my end, I'm getting all 3 chats.
She gets all 3.
So
Yeah.
that's the reason why I'm showing everybody's chat so everybody can see what everybody's saying.
Okay, so anybody, we're not ignoring you. I didn't realize it only showed up on this on her StreamYard, all 3 chats. I thought it was gonna be popping up in the YouTube too for her channel.
Now let's see. I think it is.
Do we have to open the YouTube for our channel?
I have YouTube on her channel going too, so I have way too much going on here. Yeah, so I can see all of it.
According to my side of YouTube, it's like it show everybody, whoever's in whoever's chat, is showing up in, like, say if Olo Joe was in your chat, right? I won't be able, like, Kelly won't be able to see Olo Joe in your chat, but I can.
Oh no, I can see her. Yeah, I see her.
For some reason, I don't know why.
Yeah, I see her in StreamYard. Like I can see all 3 also, I think.
Because I got all 3 showing in my StreamYard. But YouTube is not like that in YouTube.
Oh, okay.
On my YouTube side, I can only see in my chat.
Right. But
all right, so now I got my chat open so I can read it, and then I'll go back over to StreamYard so I can see all the chats.
Right. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. That way I know if somebody pops into my channel.
Mm-hmm. And you'll see a little, like on your avatar, it'll have a little circle. It looks like a clothespin over your face or next to your face.
Yeah, but I'm so far away from my screen right now.
Okay.
So it's hard to see.
Right.
Yeah.
Got it.
So on my second screen, I put just a chat for my channel, so at least I can see if somebody pops up in there. I miss Sheila. She did a drive by.
You should have drive by.
Yeah. We got 20 more minutes in our tornado warning to be over. Tornado watch to be over.
Wow. Yeah, see, I'll show you this, Ashley. This is this other one I got.
I'm mad at you.
Well, no, this is from like sale last year.
I want it.
That looks like a 5.
It's very fat. Yeah.
A 5 or 6. What does it say?
This one is. Hold on, I forgot to even look. Do 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 do. Hmm. Oh, it's a 4.
That's a 4.
It's a 4.
That does not look like a 4.
No,
Oh,
their
they look like a
pants are on
5.
fire. I don't know if you can see that way down there. Way down there. It says medium, which is not correct.
That is
This
not a
is
4.
this is a 5. Every
I
day. Yeah, every day.
mean, look. I mean, you can just look at the bottom of it, see how thick that yarn is from here. You can tell that it's not a freaking 4.
No, it's
Yeah.
really fat. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, Poppy. So the thing that helps with this is Juanita gets some watch time,
Yeah.
and MOBS. Well, this is your stream, so you get watch time. Yes. Oh, make big. Okay.
Hey, give me 1 second.
Yeah. I don't know if she means Juanita or me, but there it is. This one here.
That is not a 4.
It's
so
not.
fat.
No.
And so this is
Somebody
what it's
lied.
called. All a swirl. All a
Somebody
swirl.
lied there.
Yeah, their
7
pants are on
ounces.
fire.
How many yards is that
355.
for 7 ounces?
Yeah.
Nah, if that was a 4, you would probably be close to 800 yards.
You think so? Yeah.
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 But I like it. I mean, so but the thing is, I bought these random, they don't really match well, but anyway, I'll show you my shawl real quick. Here's the shawl. But yeah, this is the I'll do the one side. There it is there. But they had one more row on there, but I couldn't make it because I didn't have the matching situation. Oh, hi Indy. Oh yeah. So anyway, good to see you, Indy. Thanks for coming. But yeah, that's that. Okay. Oh yeah, show the spinning wheel, Ashley. Yeah, her kids are looking at it. That's cool. Oh, I hope Ashley didn't leave me.
Oh no, I didn't leave you. I'm right here.
Okay. All right. Yeah, yeah. Show Juanita. What big?
I gotta
'Cause,
get you out first.
Yeah, one of the ladies on my channel, kids are watching the spinning wheel, which is cool.
Ah.
Yeah.
My wheel is a modern spinning wheel. It is a upright and it has Scotch tension.
Mm-hmm.
It is made to be ergonomic. It is made for people who have mobility issues.
I will be right back. I'm gonna go get some more tea because I'm out of tea.
Don't be tempting me with that tea.
All right. Hey,
You
Ashley.
got my sugar.
Yes, I was gonna leave Juanita up real quick while she
No.
get tea.
Take down the comment, please. So because it's blocking a little bit.
Sorry.
That's it. Okay. Bye.
Yeah. Thank you.
And so
I need tea in my life.
I'm the director.
So
Okay.
so this wheel is a modern wheel. It has a modern flower design and it has an onboard lazy cape, which is where I put my bobbins and where I have this bobbin that I'm applying from.
Mm-hmm.
Do your kids have any questions?
Oh, that's a good question. Any questions, Indy? Or Wood and Metal Garage? Or anybody? Anybody?
And so because it's been designed for people with mobility issues and disabilities, the reason I got it is because I have arthritis in my knees and I didn't want the old style of spinning is more like a stair step kind of motion. And so that was causing more wear and tear on my knees. And I was having to get artificial joint lubricant injections, which I don't have artificial joints. So I can spin with my toes, so it doesn't affect my knees at all. Which is another reason why I bought this wheel. It was pricey, but it has been, as far as the joy it has brought into my life over the last 10 years.
Yes.
It is well worth what I spend on it. And since I work, I figure sometimes I could treat myself to something. So
absolutely.
But if you know anybody who's a spinner and they can't use their old style wheel anymore, then tell them to look into Spinolution. You can sometimes find used ones on sale.
Okay.
And stuff if to get one cheaper. They also have some beginner wheels that are more affordable than the one I use. Mine is the Queen Bee, which is a fast spinning wheel. It was originally designed more for spinning spinning like silk, thin, fine lace weight yarns and stuff like that. They have other wheels made for spinning bulkier type yarns, specifically designed for spinning 8 ounces, big yarns and stuff like that.
Oh, cool. All right, so we have two questions for you. So,
Okay.
these kids want to know what you're going to make with the yarn. That's the first
I
question.
spin. I mostly spin for the just to spin. It's a holistic mental thing for me. Um,
Hmm.
if I don't sell it or gift it, I rarely use it. The last thing I made with my hand spun for myself was a scarf. I'll get that for you. Hold on a sec.
Oh, you made that sweater
Take my
also,
headset
right?
off.
Was that big sweater you made too that was gray? Let's see.
But sometimes I do make stuff for myself with my hand spun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is a hat I made with my hand spun.
Mm-hmm.
This is some alpaca. It was a reject fiber where it didn't do well at the mill. It didn't uh it just the person didn't want it. So they refused to accept the order. And so she gave it to me and some other hand spinners, and we spun it up. It's like neppy, so that's why it has all like these little tufts and stuff. And then you
Mm-hmm.
can like see the halo on it because it's alpaca. I blended this with some Icelandic wool so that if it has a snapback, and then that's because I haven't washed it yet. So I leave some of my ends out so that when I wash them, it'll kind of felt, and then I'll snip it.
Cool.
And so that's a hat I made, a slouchy hat.
Oh,
This is a
I'm back.
shawl. It's
yep.
a Lala simple shawl, and this was made from a bobbin of what I call um what do I call it now? I forgot. But basically, it's a bobbin that has all the little bits and pieces that's left over from all my other spins. So
Oh, okay.
if I fill up the bobbin and what's left, I'll just put little odds and ends on it, and then I'll take that remnant skein. That's what I call it. And I'll take that, and I usually give it to my friend Ashley because she likes to make hats with the remnant skeins. But this is like a bunch of my different spins. Like this pink stuff is from the exploded Barbie yarn
Yeah.
fiber. What we did was we had gone to this fiber auction for the Charlotte Ville spinners,
Yep.
and this girl was selling this pink. It was pink merino. And then this other girl had like this sparkly red and pink um the shiny stuff, the sparkle stuff they put in the fiber.
Oh,
And
okay.
then another girl had this deep red, like Christmassy merino. And we had gotten it was like small batches. We got
Mm-hmm.
it all and took it back to the mill, and we were all so happy and giddy that night. Jana, we took and put it in the ripper. Basically, it takes the fiber and pulls it apart, stretches it apart, and then there's this blower that blows it up into this room
Yep.
and gets all the fibers separated and helps blow out any dirt and stuff like that. Then we rake it down off the wall into these big giant bins, and we take it over to the carter, and we
Mm.
start feeding the yarn into this giant carter. And at
Yep.
the end, it comes out as a sliver. So it's being blowed apart, blended up, and now it's coming through the drum carter. And then
Yeah.
after we took it through the drum carter, we took it through the pen drafter.
Mm-hmm.
And then me and my friend Carrie, we just split it apart. She got half, I got half. And so that I have no more of it. That was one of the popular. Somebody bought the last of it out in Oregon or somewhere. But I have this little sample that I put in my shawl.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then this was some yellow merino and
Yep.
some black merino. And so it was like a bumblebee kind of thing. And then I had some, this is natural fiber. That's actually that rose color from an
Mm-hmm.
alpaca. These alpaca, their fiber is rare. And I got
Looks
a small
pretty.
amount to spend. It's called rose gray, and it's a natural color that's rare on alpacas.
Okay.
This is some fawn alpaca. Then this is some more merino, some orange merino, some yellow merino, some white alpaca, some brown alpaca and merino blended together. This
Mm-hmm.
is some bamboo silk and merino from Louet, a sample from Louet.
Wow.
Um,
Those are
this
pretty.
this
Yeah.
and then this blue was some turquoise merino that was a sample from Louet. And
Wow.
basically it's just a bunch of different spins. This gray was some gray merino. This gray and these gray are actually used by the military to make the camouflage.
Okay.
Um, it was bought from the same company that provides the merino to the spinning mills for making camouflage cloth for the camouflage uniforms.
Hmm.
Um, and so this became like a testament of different types of fibers I've dealt with over the last couple of
Yep.
years, and all of it was made possible through my friend Jana and her mill. And so then the last thing I made, this is some yarn, some fiber from a Tour de Fleece. So we got the mill from Ecoview Fiber Mill. They're also no longer in business. And
Okay.
basically what they did was this is wool and alpaca. And then they blew all these little neps into the fiber after
Oh.
they ran the fiber through the giant picker.
Yep.
And it blew all these little tiny little white neps of wool into the fiber. And so if you went into a black light, you would see all these little dots.
Yeah.
And so, and this is the blend. It went from, it was like a bump, like that big around,
Yeah.
and you just spin it from the center. And so it went from this red down to this gray brown, down to this darker gray, which became
Right.
cooler, and down into this blue. And then from the blue, it went back down into the gray, and then the
Hmm.
gray blended with a little red brown until it came
Wow.
down into this red.
Oh my goodness.
And so I just
Mhm.
made one long scarf, and then you have like the red, darker
Yep.
red to black, and then the black, and then it started going back to like the gray.
Okay.
So that's, I rarely make stuff for myself with my hand spun, but and this was also me trying to make a thicker yarn.
Yeah.
So this was actually not spun on this wheel; it was spun on my electric spinning wheel because I have a speed dial control on it, like you see when
Yeah.
you
Mm-hmm.
spin it on a sewing machine.
Yeah.
I bought one of those and put on that electric wheel, and so I spin very fast anyway on my spinning
Mm-hmm.
wheel. But with
Mm-hmm.
that motor control, I can amp up that electric wheel to a point where I don't have time to sit there and play with the fiber trying to attenuate it, get it thinner. I
Yep.
have to let it go so it
Yeah.
doesn't snap and break. And that's
Right.
the only way I'm able to get from a single spin a thicker
Mm-hmm.
yarn.
Mm-hmm.
So this ended up being a worsted weight yarn after I applied it. My first
Mm-hmm.
worsted weight yarn. I was so excited. And this fiber is like a very springy fiber, very
Okay.
stretchy.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So
Okay. So Ola Joe had a question. She just wanted
yeah.
to know how long you've been spinning.
Um since 2003 or 4, somewhere right after we moved to Virginia. I was still at home with my kids, and my husband was they were doing fit reps on the tennis. And when the kids were at school, it was just me and my son at home, and I was bored. I wanted something to do. Um, a lot of times when we move, I will give away or sell my yarn stash because when you're military, you try to lighten the load. um, and so then I basically be starting my stash over again. So I got smart and learned how to leave all my fiber and garbage bags at my mom and dad house. Only take a little bit with me. That way I wouldn't lose my stash.
Right.
Um, and so that's how long I've been spinning. I started spinning on a drop spindle, and I gave that spindle away. It was actually made with a toy wheel.
Oh.
Someone had made it with a toy wheel, and it was horrible. It was horribly imbalanced. It was just a horrible spindle to start
Mm-hmm.
with. And so then
Yeah.
my friend,
Oh.
I made here in Virginia. She is fiber crone on Etsy. So I wanted to make sure that I was spinning correctly because at the time there weren't many spinning videos on YouTube, and I sometimes suffer from depression, and I was watching a video on Navajo spinning and weaving, and just like I'm talking to y'all, somebody spoke in my ear and told me that's for you. And I thought somebody had broken into my house. I jumped scared, looking around, running up and down the stairs, looking to see who was in my house. And there was nobody in my house. I was so scared. I was shaking. I called my mama. And I told my mom, I said, something just happened. And I told her what happened. And she said, that's just God or one of God's angels speaking to you, telling you to do something that's going to help you. Yeah. So if it ain't going to kill nobody or hurt nobody, then you need to do it. That night, I ordered that spinner off of Etsy. It came like 2 or 3 days later, and I picked it up like I've been holding it my whole life, and spun for me. And I knew it won't right because I was like, it shouldn't be wobbling like this. It's like I knew. And that weekend, I met up with Fiber Crown, who is a local here in Virginia, and I showed her what I was doing, and I told her how I didn't feel like this spinner was balanced, like it was wobbling. And she said, "You're right. It's a horrible spindle." And she gave me, she gave me this spindle, which is walnut, and it's one of her first spindles, and it's very old. It's very balanced. It has, and because I have big hands, she's like, "You need more room," and it has a long shaft on it. And this is one of my favorite and most precious possessions right here.
Yeah.
And so she handed me this spindle to spin with, and she said, "How does that feel?" I said, "It feel like it was made for me." She said, "I think it was because." She said, "I don't know nobody who just started spinning who can spin as fine as you do." And so this yarn that's up here is the yarn that I made that day when I was sitting with her. I never took it off this drop spindle because it was just such a gift. I was like, I'll just buy some more. I don't want to ever risk hurting or losing this drop spindle. So this is the yarn I spun. I don't know if y'all can even see it. There it is.
Very, very fine.
That's the yarn I spun sitting there with her with this drop spindle. And she said she never seen somebody who's a new spinner spin this fine. And so we're still friends. We still talk from time to time. We don't meet up as much as we used to because she has fibromyalgia. So she gets she can't spin anymore. She can't weave because her hands literally shake like this all the time. She can't even knit and crochet. I mean, she is an amazing knitter and crocheter. She knows how to do rug weaving, book binding, any kind of craft that uses twine or yarn. She can do it. And she got her own Navajo looms that she's built. She's an amazing fiber artist, and I feel lucky to count her as friend.
Yes.
But that's how long I've been spinning. But according to her, I spun another lifetime.
I think so.
So, but this beautiful. This is my piece. This is how. This is what I do when I need to calm my mind and slow my mind down. I spin, and like y'all know, I'm job hunting again. That on the 31st of January, my current position will no longer exist. And so this has been what has been helping me get through this time in my life. This chapter, one chapter is closing, but another chapter is going to open. We have to just believe and trust in God. So, absolutely. So yes. So, any other questions before I get emotional?
I know.
Girl, don't start crying because you're gonna make me cry, and I got an ugly cry.
Now, Ola Joe said, "What a wonderful and amazing story."
I've never heard voices like that ever.
Wow.
And I thought like I was going crazy. I was like, it was just like in your ear, like you could feel the breath. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, my husband's out to sea. My kids are in school.
Wow.
I'm in this house by myself.
Yes.
Is this house haunted?
Yes.
But so when I called my mom and talked to her about it, and she said, "Well, that's just God sending a message to you through one of His angels."
Yes.
To that is something that you need to do, something you need to bring into your life to help you. And I've been doing it faithfully since that day. And I know for myself that this is why I'm still on this earth. Because it calms my mind. I'm telling you, I can zone out. I could be in like just blankness. Yes. And My husband has found me in here literally sleep, but my body knows what to do because I've done it so much, and I'm still there spinning and
That
still
is
there. And he's woken me up and said it's time for you to go to bed.
yes.
He said that is creepy.
That is creepy.
He said that is so creepy. It's like somebody else is sitting in your body spinning still,
Right.
and you sitting there. He said you sitting there snoring,
That's weird. Oh my goodness.
and and so Teresa was like, "Yeah, I think you did this in another lifetime." She said, "You done did this so long that you don't know how not to do it."
That's
So,
cool.
and I actually have a spindle from a Peruvian tomb. And there have been times when I've wondered if I should send it back and have them rebury it. I bought it. There used to be this company called Independence Fleece Company or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they used to introduce you to different countries, spinning techniques, their
Yeah.
spinning wheels and stuff like that. And apparently, in a lot of those old tombs, there were thousands upon thousands of spindles, and they were.
Oh,
You would think it would be a part of a chopstick. It was so skinny. But what they
yes.
did was to weigh it down. They put these special beads on it to
Okay.
get different weights to spin with, and they would do what is called support spinning. And you would take like a little bowl like this one. My daughter made this one for me. I got my raisin in there. my raisin from my grandma's house. She kept all them raisins. She had them put up, and I got mine. So this would be a support bowl for support spinning. And so you would take your drop spindle. Let me see if I can find a small one to use. All right. So you see how this has a point on the end of it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you would take your drop spindle and you would use the bowl in your lap and you would twist it like that. But this a longer spindle. Imagine it being like maybe a foot and a half, 2 feet long. And you're
Mm-hmm.
spinning, and then you take and you wind that spin yarn, and this is for fine spinning. Those they look like skewers, really. They're similar to skewers, if you ask me, but they were
Mm-hmm.
for making very fine spinning, usually of a precious metal or a precious fiber or silk or something like that.
That's cool.
Um, so I've often wondered if I should send that back, but I've never heard no other voices. I've never heard nobody
Okay,
walking around
good.
in my house. So I'm like, I just honor it and honor the knowledge
Yes.
that's in that object, in the hands that touched that object and used it for it to still be here on this earth.
Yes.
Shows that it was well cared for and loved and oiled and whatnot.
Right.
And I also have a bead um used by the Greeks on their fine spindles for spinning silk.
Oh, wow.
And there's actually a clam that's in the Mediterranean Sea. It's a protected species.
Mm-hmm.
And there's only one person still living who has the authority and the rights to dive down and collect the basically it's the spit. Once that spit hits the seawater, it
Mm-hmm.
solidifies into a silk.
Right.
And it's clam silk. And there's only one person
Mm.
still living who is able to go down there and gather that silk and actually spin it. It is the other than spider silk, it is the in vacuna, it is the most expensive fiber for spinning in the world
Okay.
because she has to literally free dive down to that area, gather that silk, and there's only certain times of the year she's allowed to do it. So it's amazing. I don't know if she has an apprentice, but because I'm scared of sharks.
Yes.
You
I
can't
understand.
you can't pay me to go that far down in the water.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
That's
I was
cool.
also glad I never ended up on a ship out there in the ocean when I was in the Navy. Because if they'd have said all hands off overboard or whatever, the ship is sinking, somebody gonna lose a spot on the boat because I'm not getting out there in that water.
Not going. Yep.
People don't understand that ocean going sharks, that sound of those many sailors in the water thrashing around, that is like
Mm-hmm.
a bomb going off to these animals.
Okay.
And they are gonna head straight for all that north because that's where their meals are far and few in between.
Oh, yeah.
And that sound is the sound of a very large animal in distress.
I accidentally kicked myself out.
the animal is a shark, is a boat that's going down. But those human beings that jumped off that boat are fair game. That's why you hear about all those horror stories during World War II with all the sailors, how they watched them one by one disappear, yanked under the water, disappearing. Those oceanic sharks don't play. A meal is a meal, and a tiger shark really doesn't play. He would eat anything, and I mean literally anything. So Juanita don't want to go in no deep water for nobody.
No, I don't blame you. Yeah, I've come pretty close to something with a fin in the ocean
Mm-hmm.
a couple of times, and it's kind of scary, you know.
Girl, I keep kicking myself out.
Yeah, I saw that.
Mm. Mm-mm.
I ain't doing that again.
Hey,
Yeah,
Butter Roll.
For some reason, I don't. Like, I'm using my mouse from my laptop, but I don't have my actual mouse that I can plug in to do it. It's
yeah,
over there on my desk.
yeah. Hey, Ashley, check your chat.
Yeah, she's in. Butter Roll just spoke from my chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I learned how to knit about 3 years after I learned how to spin.
Mm-hmm.
And and because I'm naturally left-handed,
Mm-hmm.
the only way I could learn was the continental.
Yeah.
They tried to teach me the English way,
It didn't work.
and it did not work. And all of them were like English, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yep.
we had this lady named Peen
Yep.
who was from like Norway or somewhere like that. She's from. And so, but
Mm-hmm.
she uses these real long needles that you tuck up under your armpit. And
Yeah, I've
she is
never
like a
seen those.
machine,
Wow.
cottage knitters. She's like going back and forth like this. It's like you can't even hardly follow her hand movements.
Yeah.
She's like a machine, and they call it cottage knitting. And but I can't. If I could knit as fast as I crochet, I would be a happy camper. But because I
Mm-hmm.
always fiddle with the yarn,
Yep.
I'll start getting up to speed, and then I'll be like, oh, that don't look tight enough. Let me tink back.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but this is a very easy pattern for fingerless gloves. All you do is
Yep.
knit front, knit one, purl one, have an
Yep.
even number of stitches.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then at the end you just fold it in half.
Yep.
I'll have her put her arm in there, and then I'll take stitch markers and I'll pin it to where her thumb is going to be at.
Yep.
Then I'll skip the thumb area and then put another stitch marker there, and then I notice I can just go ahead and sew up the top part. And you just do two of them, and boom, you're done. You got some fingerless
Wow.
gloves. And
Yeah,
you can
that's
do the
amazing.
same thing with a front post, back post, half
Yep.
double crochet. Do the half double crochet, and you'll have less room between this air between your stitches.
Okay.
Instead of doing a double crochet, you could
Yeah.
do a front post, half double crochet. A lot of people don't realize that. They think you can only do a front post, back post, double crochet. No, you could do a half. You can even do a single,
Mm-hmm.
but you just
Mm-hmm.
got to know what to look for with those stitches so
Yep.
that you get it in the right spot.
So no, you said you cast on 38.
38 stitches for her.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. For the knit, and then you just knit, purl, knit, purl. Okay.
knit pearl, and it's very stretchy. You don't have to worry about it ever getting. That's how far it'll stretch, and it
Mm-hmm.
snaps. It snaps and goes right back into shape. Just pull it
Right.
this direction. If you want to make it skinny again, just pull it this direction.
Mm. All
So you
right.
want to make it look like it's wide, you go this way. If you
Mm-hmm.
want it to look like it's back to the way it was, just
Yep.
pull it back this direction, and it'll skinny back up.
Cool.
Thank you, Kelly.
Oh, no problem. No problem.
But if I had crocheted these, I'd have been done. I don't know why I decided to knit them for her.
You're trying to be cute. And now, what size are those needles you're using?
These are
They look small.
5.5. So what's that, like a
Oh, they don't look
6,
okay. They seem smaller, maybe from the angle I'm looking.
5.5?
Yeah.
Uh, that's 12 millimeter, 12 and a half. Yeah, just millimeter. So it's 5.5 millimeter. Is this says it's a 9?
Yeah, that
This
seems
don't
big. That's
that
yeah,
don't
but
look like a 9.
they don't look like a 9 to me
This
from a
don't
picture.
know. These look too small to be a 9, but I haven't
Right.
knit in a while, so
Mhm. Oh, there's Carrie. Carrie's came in. Dinky Jen.
To let everybody know, we
hey
do have a
Carrie.
5 minute warning before I end up because I still have to go make dinner.
No
Girl,
cooking.
all I had to do was warm up them neck bones with them white
Neck
potatoes and
bones.
string beans in them. Yes.
Look at Ashley's face. Oh, you can't see her, but
That she mean mugging me.
yes, she is.
This is how I
Yes.
cook my neck bones. I put my water on first. Then I
Stir that
add
in.
my curry, my garlic salt, my onion salt. If I have some fresh ginger, I'll grate some ginger in there. If not, then I'll just sprinkle some ginger in there. And then I add my hot red pepper flakes to the water. While
Mm-hmm.
the water is starting to boil, I'll take my meat and I'll wash it off because neck bones, when they saw them things apart, it had that gritty bone in it, so you got to wash that stuff off.
Mm.
After you make sure your neck bones is good and clean, you drop them into that water and you put it on like medium heat. Put your lid up there and you wait. You wait until you see that lid start to move because now you got to start clarifying your broth. Now, by clarifying your broth, you take the lid off and all that bubbly brown stuff. You take it with a skimmer and you skim all that off, but
Mm-hmm.
you don't throw that away. You put
Oh.
that in a ceramic mug or something, but you skim it all off and you put it in there.
Mm-hmm.
Then you take your green beans and you have them in a separate pot. Chop up your onion, put in there with the green beans, and then you take all that broth from the neck bones that you skimmed off, and you put that in there with your beans to flavor your beans. And that's how I do my neck bones with white potatoes and string beans. My husband like having double carbs, so he'll do a pot of rice too because he'll take that juice and pour it all over his rice.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That sounds really good.
What's she doing that for?
Cause she wants some. I guess. I'm guessing.
Where does she live at? Alabama?
No, way too far from you. Way too far. Ay ay ay.
And see, the funny thing is, when you clarify your broth,
Mm-hmm.
you can save your broth. You can freeze it. And so you can have a different meal you're doing, but you got some rice or some potatoes on the side and you want a gravy or some kind of, something to flavor it with. You just go into the deep freezer, get your broth out, thaw some of it out, and put it on top of your rice or whatever. Instant gravy. You can do the same thing with your collard green. We call it pot liquor.
Pot liquor. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's right.
I haven't heard that in so long.
Me
And
either. I
and
was
it,
just
you
thinking.
we save that for when people get sick because all those vitamins from those greens are, and plus you got hot red pepper flakes and
Mm,
stuff in those greens. All those vitamins are in that juice, and so we freeze it,
that's right.
and then you thaw it up and you give it to them to drink it just like it's a hot tea.
Yep.
It's very juice. It tastes very good, but you eat you just straight up vitamins to help you with that cold.
Yep.
So that is why pot liquor is important, y'all. Save your pot liquor, freeze it because you might need it for that COVID.
Hmm. No, I know what you're saying. Now let me
So
see here. I wanted to
I'm
try
highly
something.
disappointed right now.
Yeah, she. I know she needs.
you
She's
said
like,
you was cooking tonight.
Yeah, but you got me over here talking about what you was making in the pot liquor and stuff, and I haven't had pot liquor since I was a child.
yeah.
I'm sorry, grandparents from Georgia, they made it all the time, and I haven't had it since I was a child.
Now the best pot liquor comes from doing mixed greens with rutabagas in them.
Well, I haven't had rutabagas in so long.
I don't think I've ever had those. Hey,
They're,
Sammy Joe. Sammy Joe popped in.
they're
Good to see you.
bro, Kelly.
Sorry.
Oh, they're
I'm making her hungry. I'm so
I
sorry.
oh,
know.
oh, Kelly. Oh,
Well, anyway, I'm gonna drop
Yeah, she got to go
Juanita's
cook.
link, and she has to go cook. Anyway, check out check out Juanita. She spins. Hopefully, this is the right one.
because tonight I am making homemade pot pies tonight.
Yeah, right side up, kind of. There we
Yeah,
go.
I'll put it in there.
Tonight homemade pot pie, and I've been procrastinating to make stuffed cabbage for about like 2 weeks. I got all the
Yeah.
ingredients, but I've been procrastinating.
That's
You
funny.
don't have to do stuffed cabbage. You can do inside out cabbage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It tastes just as good.
It sure does.
yeah, you're right. You're right.
That does take a while, all that packing.
Yeah, and why pack
That's
it when
not
it's
the way I do it. Mine's is quick and easy.
Is it?
Look,
Oh, it takes me like anytime you have to start doing all that. Yeah. For me, I'm
girl,
slow.
you realize I come from a family that do stuff quick and easy. When you got like you have to raise like 8 grandkids in the same house on a 3-bedroom house.
I know that's a lot of people. Yeah.
I learned these techniques from my grandparents.
That's cool.
What I'm showing y'all in these videos is from what my grandparents taught me. Quick and easy, simple
Yes.
meals done within an hour tops.
Yes.
Girl,
Cool.
and girl, it took me years to learn not to cook so much though.
That is true. Yeah.
It took me so long not to cook as much as I did
Yeah.
for 3 people.
I still haven't
Mhm.
figured out how not to cook too much, but the way they eat around here, I don't have to worry about no leftovers. So
That's the thing. Yeah. People are big eaters, you know.
yeah,
Girl,
especially if it's something that tastes real good, you ain't got to worry
Mhm.
about no leftovers. That pot gonna be empty.
Yeah.
girl,
See,
When
my
I went,
husband's
never
prissy.
lied.
when I
That's how I be
went,
feeling about like certain foods. Like when I be making homemade barbecue chicken, I swear I don't know what it is.
Yes.
Every time I make it, nieces and nephews, my brother and his friends come over,
they show up
Oh,
out the
yeah.
woodwork, huh?
and I'm like, "Where are y'all coming from,
How
bro?
they
We
find
live."
out I was cooking?
I'm like,
They
I'm looking
smell
at
it down the
them.
street.
And remind you, all my siblings and their friends live all on the other side of town, and I'm like,
They know what's up. Yeah.
because always like I'm the oldest, always been the cook.
Yeah.
So
Be
I'm
like,
like from Thanksgiving to Christmas to
Mm.
any like just Sunday dinners.
Yeah.
I moved to this area on purpose
Oh,
so I can get away from them, so I don't have to do all that cooking.
I understand.
I like
mm,
my family. I do.
how's that working out for you?
Yeah.
Mm.
Hmm.
And my brother are in the process like 20 minutes ago. My brother talking about him and his wife is coming over, and I'm like, eh. And I'm like, dude, you know my dog don't like your wife. You know that, right?
Oh,
And you know I'm not putting on my dog just because your wife is coming over.
that's right.
Yo, that's his house, not hers.
That's right.
And I'm like, and I don't know why my dog don't like like her, but
Yeah.
Animals are usually a good judge of character.
and man, it's just like and talking about can me, my wife, and the kids come out. I was like, bro, I just had your kids last
Bruh,
weekend. I just got rid of like 4 kids already.
that's a lot of people. I mean, 4 people. I want to bring 4 people. Come on.
Like Mr. Sammy.
All right, I gotta go. I gotta take a phone call. Y'all
Yeah,
take
see you
care.
later, Miss Juanita.
Nice hanging out
Yes.
with y'all. Thank
Nice hanging
y'all.
out with
Thanks
you
for
too.
coming. Yeah, and thanks everybody for coming in.
Mr. Sammy, I don't like all these people in my house.
That's Miss Sammy.
Oh, Miss Sammy. I'm sorry. I'm
That's
sorry.
fine.
Correction. Thank you for correcting
Yeah.
me, Kelly.
No, you're
I don't
fine.
like all these people in my house.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I didn't do Thanksgiving and Christmas this year. Last year, it was like, no.
Yeah.
I love them.
How much did you spend on all that food?
Last
Don't
year
mind me, you know,
for last year for Christmas.
or just in general. Yeah. Or just
Thanksgiving of last year for the amount of food that I made,
mm-hmm.
I think I spent at least like 600.
Oh my
And
gosh.
that's
That's a lot.
between 2 turkeys.
2 turkeys.
2 turkeys. You know
That's a lot.
turkeys ain't cheap.
No, they're not. Not anymore.
About 10 boxes of cornbread.
That is
Uh,
a lot.
I did 2 pots of greens, 2 pots of cabbage.
Yes.
I did
Oh my gosh.
3 pans of baked macaroni and cheese.
Oh my gosh.
What else did I make?
Oh my
I made
gosh.
potato salad and I made 4, those decent medium sized bowls?
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
like in between medium and large. I made 4 of those, 2
Hmm.
things of linguine.
Linguine.
Yeah, I made that too.
Whoa.
A bowl of tuna salad,
Ooh, now that sounds
a
good.
bowl of macaroni salad.
Mm.
Um, what else did I make too?
So $600. It sounds like that's a lot.
What else did I make?
Mm.
I made something else.
Man.
Oh, stuffing.
Oh right,
I
right.
made 2 pot, like medium sized pots of stuffing,
Yes.
and stuffed one of the turkeys with stuffing.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, girl, it took me two days to cook all that stuff.
Wow.
Cause like the basic stuff like that can be refrigerated.
Yes.
I did all of that the day before. Oh, and I also made double eggs.
And
I
how
made
many
3
did you
trays
make?
of double eggs.
Lord.
And the 3 trays of double eggs was those like Christmas platter things.
Yes.
And
Mm-mm-mm.
each tray of the double eggs had at least 40 to 42 double eggs on each tray.
So 80 some, was that 20, 42 eggs? Yeah, and you cut them in half. Yeah, that's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, so here it is. Yeah, Pendar saying 2 days to cook it all, 30 minutes to eat. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much how it goes.
And I was mad too because I purposely put a plate up for myself, right?
Yes.
My plate of food got stolen.
Oh, that's right. She didn't even eat. That's
I
right.
didn't even get a chance to eat. Like, only thing I had left out all that food was 2 double eggs, a little
That is
bit of
terrible.
turkey, a little bit of linguine, and a little bit of gravy because I had to make about like a decent
Oh my
sized pot of
gosh.
gravy. I was mad. And I
Yeah.
purposely hid my plate of food bottom shelf and back of the Velveeta in my fridge. And somebody went in my fridge and fought my plate and ate it.
Uh,
I was, oh, girl.
that
I
is
kicked
tragic.
everybody out of my house that night.
That is so tragic.
I was mad.
Oh, I would be mad. Yeah, that is hilarious.
I was still mad. And we was all like cooking. I was like, cause me personally, I don't trust everybody's food,
Yeah.
and I'm real anal about who makes the food.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I feel like if I'm not cooking and somebody else try to come in my house that I know that can't cook,
Yep.
my kitchen, my rules.
I
Mm,
understand that.
I'm like real picky about who. And then
Okay.
some people don't like washing their hands. Mm.
All right. So you got to say goodnight to Ola Joe because she has to
Oh,
leave.
good night, Ola Joe. Love you. See you later.
Thanks.
But
And
everyone,
yes.
I do
Well,
have
thank
to
you for
go
coming.
because I was supposed to start dinner like a half an hour ago.
Oh well, they're gonna have to wait.
But yeah, they'll be all right. I
They'll
run
be
my
out.
house anyway, so.
That's what I'm saying. Oh no, it'll you gotta tell Juanita it'll turn off by itself.
As soon as I hit in, it will turn off by itself, Juanita.
Yeah, if you're still here. Yeah. Well,
Oh,
thank you for so much for coming. So
well,
that's
thank you.
Ashley Pendar. Pendar's one of the karaoke people.
Huh.
Karaoke people.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
And that was Juanita doing the spinning. She spins. But yeah, so all you have to do, Juanita, is it'll just go click on its own. So she's done. All right. Thanks, Ashley.
You're welcome. See everybody later.
All right.
Bye. Peace, love, and happiness, y'all.
Peace.